Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I'm going to do a get ready with me makeup tutorial, full face of makeup, and this is going to be a look that I wore in last Friday's video, which was my Dyson Airwrap review video. The makeup look that I wore in that, you guys just loved. So many people asked for a tutorial on it, so I thought I'd just sit down and record it today, and maybe we'll make it a little chatty because I don't really feel like doing all the overlays with the editing. I just want to talk. Like, I feel like we haven't seen each other. I was away for Christmas, then I was away for New Year's. I went to Aruba, and I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks, or I haven't chatted with you, you know, like what's going on, just kind of a casual video. So let's do that today. The look that we're going for is this one from last Friday's video, and I just feel like it was really lightweight, it was really bright and kind of springy looking, which is kind of nice for the dead of winter. You know, it's mid-January, so, you know, I know once the first of the year comes, we're all supposed to be like energized and ready to get back to it, but you know, this is the week that my kids are going back to school, and it always makes me a little sad when that happens. So, you know, I know not everyone is feeling like fantastic and energized and ready to hit the ground running, and so if you're not, maybe this makeup look can help to brighten your spirits and, you know, make you feel, or at least look, a little better than you might be feeling. Let's start in with the face. I do have on my sunscreen. It is a combination of Elta MD UV Elements, SPF 44, and Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense, SPF 30, because they're tinted and neither of the tints are quite right for me. One's too dark, one's too light, and that tends to give me a better color that matches my face. I also have my lips all primed up with my Soap and Glory Pillow Plump. I always put this on my lips when I'm doing a tutorial. I get the one in Pinkwell. This does come in a few different colors. So let's get the old hair out of the way so we can start this tutorial. I actually used a primer that I don't really like in that video, but I wanted to see how it worked with the foundation that I used. So the primer that I used was the Tatcha Silk Canvas, and you know, I've been using this on and off for about 9 months, and I can't make up my mind about whether I like it or not. It's a very thick, like cream, so I just rub my finger in, get the tiniest amount, and rubbed it on the fronts of my cheeks where I have enlarged pores. I'm always looking for a primer that will help to minimize the pores, and unfortunately, what I found is that while most primers will minimize my pores when I first put it on, the second I put on makeup over it, the effect goes away, and that really bugs me. But I gotta say, the other day when I had it on, I felt like my skin actually looked pretty smooth. In the video, you know, maybe it does do something when you apply makeup, especially with a sponge, so that it doesn't disturb it so much. So that's all we're going to do with that. So I actually used 3 primers, so that was the first one. The second one that I use is specifically for under my eyes. This is my Laura Mercier foundation primer. This one is the original formula. I just take the tiniest little, less than a pea, a quarter of a pea size amount of that, and I put that underneath my eyes where I'm going to add my concealer, because I find that my concealer settles in my wrinkles and creases and doesn't wear well if I don't do this extra step. So, you know, if you're in a rush in the morning, this might be like 3 primers. What, are you kidding me? Clearly too much. But, you know, when I'm filming a video, I'm always hoping to film 2 videos, which in that day I didn't get 2 filmed. I wish I had, because I like that makeup so much. But, you know, I got to do all the extra steps and make the makeup look nice for you guys. Then the third primer is for the eyelids. I always use an eyelid primer no matter what. Sometimes, you know, the less expensive eyeshadow palettes, the colors don't show up as well, and I find that with this CoverGirl Lid Lockup, did I show it to you? I'm using CoverGirl Lid Lockup. So I just apply that all over my lid. That helps to keep my eyeshadow on all day without creasing. The foundation that I'm going to use is Estee Lauder Double Wear. I always say in the info box that I use this in 3N1. That is actually not an exactly right color match for me. It's slightly dark, so I do mix it up with a tiny bit of 2N2. And oh my god, I'm knocking everything over on my desk. All right, so there they are. I'm just going to mix them together. I love this foundation. It is really, really nice, and I don't really find it drying. I know a lot of people find it drying and cakey. On me, it's not. I have combo skin, so maybe people with drier skin, you might find it to be drying and cakey, but I can't see any reason why it would be drying, because the ingredients, like, there's no SD alcohol in it, there's really nothing drying, so I don't know. I think if you apply it with a lighter hand, then it doesn't look cakey, and it's really, really got a nice finish. So being on vacation and not wearing a lot of makeup, I was really enjoying not wearing a lot of makeup. And I was really also enjoying not looking at my face in my, 10x, 15x mirror so much. Because, that thing, like, you need it once you get older to put on your makeup to make sure that everything looks good and that it's not settling in your creases and everything. But it's kind of like a blessing and a curse. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, like, looking in that thing sometimes, it just makes me feel so insecure about my skin and my face. I'm like, I can't stand it. Can't stand seeing the big pores and the wrinkles and all the face fur and all that junk. So, vacation's just nice because you don't have to wear much makeup. You don't really think about how you look so much, except when the camera comes out. And then, whenever anyone would take a picture of me, I'd be like, what's wrong with my face? Why does it look so weird? And I'm like, oh yeah, no makeup, no eyeshadow, no mascara, no nothing. I'm like, that might have something to do with it. So I also don't put my foundation under my eyes, or I'm going to put my under eye concealer, because less is definitely more under the eyes, especially if you have wrinkles. That's pretty much the foundation look. Pretty quick and easy, I hope. All right, so next thing is under eye concealer. I've been using the Lancome Maki Complete Concealer in the color Camay. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand there. And then I have this tiny, like, Sephora lip brush. And putting on the tiniest amount of concealer for me is what I find works best, and keeping it more towards the inner corner. So I just make pretty much a triangle of it there. Then I follow like the dark side of my eye bag, and I go around and up here. And then I just spread this across into that space. Sorry, I got a little dog fur or something over here. I press with an outward motion instead of inward. So I find that it works best and gets in my wrinkles less if I just press just outward. So what have you guys been watching on like Netflix or Amazon Prime lately? I downloaded season 2 of Mrs. Maisel to take with me, and I binge watched that partly on the plane and then partly, sitting on the beach or on our little balcony. We really had a nice room at this cute little boutique hotel that was right across the street from the beach. Oh, I love that show. It's so good. And she's so funny and so irreverent. I mean, of course, people didn't talk that way in the 50s with all the F-bombs and everything, but, they have to make it a little bit relevant to now. The clothes, like, they're not the most beautiful clothes, but the color combinations that they do, and the hats and the gloves and the matching coats and everything. So, all right, next I'm going to use my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. This is my favorite setting powder. So this is an e.l.f. blush brush. I just pick up the tiniest bit, and then I just press it again using that same kind of little outgoing motion into my under eye concealer. And I showed this in my under eye concealer video that, like, look at the difference between how the powder just mattifies and makes my eye bags and everything look so much smaller. So I get a lot of questions about under eyes and, how do you get them to look so smooth, and how do you keep your under eye concealer from creasing. Powder, I know a lot of people don't want to use it, but in my experience, powder really sets the makeup, makes it last longer, makes everything look smooth. When you have that light reflecting, it reflects off the high points and it makes your shadows look deeper. And that's what makes your, bags look bigger and makes you look tired. So, like, boom, instant 8 hours of sleep just from adding a powder. All right, so now I'm just going to take a little bit more of the powder, and I'm just going to put it on the fronts of my cheeks and right up here to set my makeup and help to reduce the look of those pores and wrinkles a little bit further. Okay, so to finish off the face, I had used the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. Now this is a really like potent blush, so I try not to use a ton of it. So when I dip in my brush, I will usually then put it on the inside of my wrist first, just to make sure that kind of the bulk of it goes on there, and then I put the rest on my cheeks. Okay, and then I use the bronzer up here in this corner and another brush from that brush kit, this big nice fluffy one, and just shake that off a little, and I just put that up along my hairline, kind of doing the most basic, quiet little contour up there. And now the palette has shut and I can't get it back open. But yeah, back to Mrs. Maisel or binge watching things. What else are you guys watching? So now I've finished that and I'm not sure what to watch next. I downloaded the Gaga movie, not the one with Bradley Cooper, Star is Born. I've already seen that. That was good. But the like documentary on her, and that looks so interesting. And I always do like the underneath contour, that little bit of sagging skin right there that most of us have at this age. And then since I don't have a lot left on the brush, I'll just do a little swipe down the side of my nose and underneath, make it look a little shorter, and then blend this with a little bit more of that. For the highlighter, I used an oldie but a goodie. It's from the Beauty Junkies Powder Contour Kit palette. And this is like my favorite highlighter for mature people who don't really want like a blingy, icy highlight. It's this guy over here. I'm not sure what the name of it. I think this one is called Sand. This is the most beautiful highlight. And this is the fan brush from that same Morphe kit, which I know I keep talking about it even though it's unavailable. I keep hoping it'll come back in stock though, because it's so good. And then I just put that like at the tops of my cheekbones. And I find like it helps to get it up there if, you know, instead of doing it like this, where really you're going to get it more on, you know, the flats. If you come at it from like the top and really just get it at the tops of the cheekbones. And then I also like to put it on the front. I think that gives you like a little cheek lift without actually having any filler put in there. Oh, and speaking of which, have you guys noticed these like funky shadows at the tops of my cheeks? I know at least one person has who said something about it. Nobody else has mentioned it though yet. But I didn't have cheek filler. I had my Botox redone right before Christmas, so I had the usual forehead stuff and over here. And I've been going to the same woman for a couple of years now, and I love the way she does it. And when I called up to make this appointment, the receptionist said, "Oh, sorry, she's stepped away from doing injectables." And I was like, "What? No, it's like a week before Christmas, and I, you know, am going on vacation to Aruba, and I want to get my Botox done, and I want her to do it. I don't want to step into the unknown abyss of having somebody who I don't know and has never done my Botox before do my Botox." And I was like, "Oh, please, can you make an exception?" They were like, "Nope, sorry." So I was so bummed. So I went to a new person at the practice, and you know, it's not that I'm like so unhappy with it, but it didn't come out exactly the same as how she does it, and so I'm a little bummed about that. What I find is that when I have my crow's feet done, I have to keep it out, you know, here. If they put it, like, try to go under my eyes, and I wasn't really paying attention because I was like really freaking out that week and scattered, and I had so much weird stuff going on right before the holidays. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you guys. 7 hours in the emergency room with one of my daughters, and we were going on the trip. The other daughter, she left her passport at school, had to like get an emergency passport. Dog got sick, was like elbow cut, something was bleeding all over the place. I like am losing my mind, and I just was so stressed I couldn't find anything. I've lost things. So I went in there and I tried to be like, okay, just please don't make me look weird. Just please just do it the way she did it. And she's like, I have the chart right here. I'll do it exactly like she did it. And so apparently it went in a little too far under here. And when that happens, it's just weird how when my cheeks, you know, pull up, they can't pull up from over here. And so it leaves like a weird little shadow right here that I notice in videos, but only when I smile. And I don't know if you guys have noticed it or not, but that is what it's from. So onto the eyeshadow. Today I'm using this Morphe B25 palette. It's called Bronzed Mocha. And I love this palette. This was in my faves of 2018. So just going to pick up this middle color here all over the brush. And that is going to go all over the lid. And oh my gosh, do I love this color. Like it is, I think what makes this look go so pinky, because it really is like a flesh toned like mauve color. And I'm pretty sure that I put it all the way from my eyelashes almost up to my eyebrow. So I even went above the crease with this and just kind of did the entire eyelid with it like that. Anyway, it's just always dicey when you go to somebody new for like an injectable, and you guys ask me a lot, like, how do I pick someone? How do I know who's good? It's so hard. So I'm, you know, not sure if I'm going back to this person, if I'm going to start looking for someone else. I did have an offer from a dermatologist that I met in a bar who happens to live near me to do like a reciprocal thing with her, but I'm not sure what that would involve. So got to get in touch with her and find out. All right, so then, oh, I know this one is called my MAC 221. I'm going to go into this second guy here. It's like a little taupe, And I'm just gonna roll my brush in there and tap it off. Now I think these eyeshadows do have a little bit of fallout. So I'll just take like a tissue and line it up there so that you can make sure that you don't ruin your face makeup, which is all done. And basically I start by making that outer V. I go from the, what is this thing called? The crease at the outer corner, and just drag it down to the lashes. And then I go deep in the crease and bring it about halfway across. That's it for that side. Then we'll go to the other side. You can use a Post-it for this. You can use a piece of tape. You can use a tissue. Just whatever you need to do just to keep that eyeshadow from raining down on the tops of your cheeks, because that will ruin your makeup. And always be sure to like bang off your brushes. Okay, so that's it for that. Then I take the this guy Beauty Junkie's Pro Tapered Blender. I know I've said that a gazillion times, so that one rolls right off. And I'm just blending that in. So this is just creating the like softest, subtlest little shadow in there to make the hood recede a little bit. And then I use this one, Sigma E47. Love this little guy, with this color in the lower left hand corner. And I almost do that like in the shape of kind of eyeliner. Then I just went back with this brush again and blended that in. This may be coming out a little more dramatic than I had on that day, but this is what I did. You can bring that across the eyelid a little bit. If you want, you can blend a little bit under. And then I went in and just picked up this color with my finger and put it on the movable part of my lid. I use the Marc Jacobs gel liner. This one is in Irony, and I always do like the tight liner. Oh, and thanks you guys who let me know that this had a sharpener in the other end. I complained about it in my, well, it is one of my favorite products of 2018, best of. It made that list, but I was bummed that it was a mechanical pencil and didn't have a sharpener, but it does. It's just hidden underneath the end of the pencil. So about 1,000 people wrote in and told me that it, hey, it has a sharpener. So thank you, everyone. Then I used its sister product in the lavender, which is called Lunatic, and I line my lower lash waterline. Then I did use a liquid liner. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper Black. And I just did like the thinnest little line, and I didn't try to do like a big wing or anything. Oh, that's still bugging me out there. Oh well. So I'm just going to do a tiny little line at the base of my lashes. We are so almost done with this. All we need is mascara and lippy. So I've got Estee Lauder's Sumptuous Knockout, another one of my faves. I just went ahead and put on 2 coats of that. Aruba was lovely. It has one of the best beaches on the planet, Eagle Beach, and we stayed over on that side of the island. It's not a huge island, and so there's not a ton to do there. Like if you are into just a beach vacation and that's all you want to do, perfect for that. We went on a snorkel and sail, and it was kind of a booze cruise, and that was fun, but I had to take a Dramamine because I do get, you know, a little seasick. So I wasn't drinking too much, but they had some nice food. The snorkeling, I gotta say, was not great there. The fish, not so fantastic. I don't know if it's just the day we went or what. I saw way better fish just like at the beach out in front of my hotel when I was in Grand Cayman than Aruba. So if you're big into snorkeling and seeing lots of fish and lots of wildlife, I'd say there are better places to go. Costa Rica, definitely, you know, if you want to see like monkeys and sloths and iguanas and lizards, then, you know, ecotourism, good snorkeling, Costa Rica is where you want to go. You know, but if you're just into the beach, if you love to gamble, there's one beach section that just has all the high-rise hotels, and they all have casinos, and there's a nice beach out front, and then across the street in the back there's a ton of restaurants. It's such a small island, you could walk over to the big, more touristy area, or you could take a cab there. You know, it's all, everything, they're so friendly. You could be out at night, fairly safe. So a beautiful island, and we had a great time there. I am going to do a blog post on it, more of a like thorough blog post. And a lot of people had already asked, like, you know, how do I travel with my skincare routine, and how, what did I pack, and, you know, what outfits did I bring and stuff. And so I'll cover that all in the blog post, which hopefully will be up in a couple of days. Now we're done with everything else. It's time to take off the Pillow Plump. And then I used my favorite lip liner, which is the Urban Decay 24/7 in Naked. So I'm just going to line my lips with that. You know, I can't lip line and talk. But anyway, it was such a nice vacation. It was so nice. I so needed a break after all the craziness from before Christmas and before New Year's. And it was so cool to be there for New Year's Eve, you guys. Aruba is so much fun. Like, they love to party there. So for New Year's, like, the fireworks going off all over the island were just amazing. There were fireworks displays on every single beach on the island. Every store was having their own fireworks display. I'll show you in the blog post. It was great. They're just a lot of fun there. So anyway, for the lippy, I'm putting on this Jouer liquid lipstick in Park Avenue. And this was really like the pop of pink that kind of made the whole look go together and work. Like, this is a little too nude, I think, but this just brought it up a little and made it so fresh and bright and really chased off the winter doldrums. All right, so there is the finished look from Friday's video. I didn't do eyebrows, so I feel like, you know, the brows are a little softer. Everything's just kind of soft in this makeup. Ooh, wrong way. It's just kind of a nice soft look, you know, nice casual hair. So I really enjoyed the makeup look. I'm so glad you guys did too. Thanks so much for asking me for the tutorial. You know, I always love just sitting and chatting with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the chat. Let me know what your vacation plans are this winter if you're going to some tropical destination. Thanks as always for watching. We'll do everything out of order today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.